I always thought as a little boy that the more you could fight, the more masculine you were, you know. And of course you realise as you get a little older how ridiculous that is. But you know, yeah, I thought, you know, if you can fight, you're a real man. And I always wanted the box, but I was always absolutely very frightened, very nervous, you know. I thought it was masculine, so you sort of overcome it the way you overcome things. I started doing it, and as I say, every time I went to the gymnasium I was nervous, but after I come home I got such a high out of it. Living in the East End all my life and going around the streets all my life with my father, I sort of knew almost everyone. Even if I didn't know them by name, I knew them. Yeah. So they used to follow me, so I had a great following, you know.
As football is now, the crowds that go to see football, boxing was the same. Boxing halls were always packed, and as I say, there were shows almost every night of the week, because the money wasn't a lot then. It wasn't money you could live on. You couldn't pack up work and spend full time as a professional boxer, unless you were right at the top sort of thing, you know. And I was getting plenty of fights. I was boxing like to start with, like once a week, once a fortnight, that sort of thing, you know. I was training every day. I've never missed a day's work. I used to go to work in the morning, then box on the night time and be back at work again the next morning, you know.
This is down the market?
In the market, yeah.
The gloves must have been used from time immemorial. In fact, they'd become that thin or that worn that it was as though you were boxing with skin gloves. But there didn't seem to be any padding in them. And when you hit a man with a punch, with a good solid punch, you hurt him. If you lost a fight, you got £1. And if you won it, you got £1 5 shillings. But of course, other than that, men that boxed for longer fights than 6 rounds received, I think it was £1 a round. If they had a 10-round fight, they got £10, which was wonderful. Because considering ringside seats were only 3 and 6pence. 3 shillings and 6pence.
I come out my corner, by the time I got my hand up, it hit me on the chin, right? And I didn't know no more to the 6th round. Cool. That's absolutely true. He hit me so hard, and I fell over. He was still going forward, and he fell over me prostrate body. You know, it's in the paper, in the boxing news. Well, I didn't know this because I was out. Yeah. And I killed her, but I got up. Somehow he didn't get up, and he got instinct, they called it. Anyway, next thing I know, they're ringing the bell for the 6th round. I said, what round is it? So Nobby Wallace is my trainer. He said, round 6, come on, you've only got 3 to go. I went 6. I didn't even know about the others.
Some of the boys I was sparring with, they was all 10, 12 rounders, and I was handling them easy. I'm honestly not being big-headed. I found that a lot of boys, I thought, Christ, he's in the top 10, this kid, you know. There's my trainer saying, you go easy on him, he's only a boy, and all there's me giving him a good hiding, sort of thing. I turned pro too early. That's what it was. I think if I'd have left it till I was, say, 20, or even older, I'd have been more matured, physically and mentally.
His style suited me because I could beat him to the punch, and that's everything in the game. I often think like Jimmy Wild was so fast, he was champion for years. He was so fast he could beat the other bloke to the punch, and that's what it's all about. I mean, big and muscular you are, speed, split-second timing again. I could slip his left hand over my shoulder and smack him right in the body, and I put him down in the 4th round and knocked him out in the 5th round.
That upon a natural left hook, and I could hook off a straight left. I could straight left, come back and hook off it like that, in the same motion, like that, yeah. And the same motion, I could under the belly, under there, and come over on top. In one motion. I was gifted. It wasn't taught. It just happened. I could go pump. Even I do it now when like about the kids in the street or somewhere where I go pump, pump, right, you know. And I can say to you, every fight I had, was a war. We're there to bash each other. If I don't bash you, you're going to bash me, isn't it? That's all it's about, you know.
Yeah.
And we're getting paid to do it. The amateurs is all pat on the head and good boy and one thing, there's a little medal for you. Who needs all that? And I used to be a big ticket seller. I had a load of friends, you know, I used to get all my tickets. I used to sell them days, I sold 150, 200 pounds worth of tickets for every fight I had, you know. 10 bob a ticket and there's 5 shilling one circles and that, but I used to sell them all, like, you know.
So the promoters didn't mind having you on the bill?
Of course not, but they never give me no more extra money. To me, it was a wonderful life being a fighter, you know. I loved it. It was too short a career for me, and I've mourned it ever since.